What is going on, everybody? Hitmonchan here, back again with another Pokemon trading card game online deck tech. Today, Shrouded Fable is finally here. I'm very excited to present what I think is the most underrated EX of this new set. Not a lot of people are talking about it, but I do think it has the greatest potential. Revavroom EX. Now, you're probably thinking, John, we've had a Revavroom EX before. This one's actually a lot better. The Accelerator Flash attack might remind you of the Golisopod GX's attack because it does 20 damage plus 120 more if it moved from the bench to the active spot in this turn. So we're going to be using Revavroom EX's Accelerator Flash primarily in this deck and combining it with the power of Scizor for a good secondary attacker. Now this combo works really well because Scyther has free retreat. We also can play the Revavroom with the Rumbling Engine ability as our draw engine, and we can also be playing different cards like the brand new Genesect that has the Ace Nullifier ability, so our opponents can't play any Ace specs if this Genesect has attached to it. This deck is really consistent and aims to be playing like a two-shot game, like I hit you once and then you hit into me. Well, what happens after that is we spam Professor Turo's scenario, we play a couple copies in the deck, we use it, pick up our Pokemon, and then we go ahead into our next Revavroom, hit again, take a knockout, they hit into us, hopefully don't KO us, and then we keep going. For the decks that can take big one-hit KOs, like Regidrago V-Star, and like the Raging Bolt Ogerpon deck, that's why we have the Scizor, because they have a lot of ability Pokemon, so thankfully Scizor is the one that can deal with those decks. We just keep spamming Scizor over and over. We have the new Powerglass tool card in this deck as well, so we can actually threaten using the Shattering Speed attack on Revavroom for some really high damage if our opponent whiffs a knockout, which is, I think, a really cool aspect of this deck. You can also prepare to, prepare to hit it if you have the Power Hourglass or Powerglass, attach an energy, boom, leave it in the active spot, and then you can threaten it as early as turn 2. And most decks, if they're, not able to take a knockout, then you're going to be off to the races. This is pretty much the list that's on screen right now. Very simple, but very effective, very fun, and very strong. So we're going to hop right into this video, get some dubs with Revavroom E. Just wanted to give a quick thank you to the lovely sponsors of the Hitmonchan channel. If you need codes, you know where to go. Head over to ptcglstore.com and use code Hitmon to get 5% off your order. And be sure to check out Pokemon.gg, the best Pokemon card tracker and deck builder there is. Join Pokemon.gg by clicking the link below and use code Hitmon to get a free month of pro membership. Thank you to my sponsors for supporting the channel, and thanks to you for supporting me too. And now, let's get right back into the video. Our opponent is calling that coin flip. It landed on heads, and that means that naturally tails never fails us. So we're going to choose to go first here. We just want a decent setup. We want to not start Lumineon, maybe get one Buddy-Buddy or something along those lines to be able to have a decent kind of go around. We start with a bunch of Varoom, which is really good. Our opponent is going to be playing Iron Hands, so that means it could be a Miraidon deck. We get Lumineon off the get-go, which is good, and Heavy Ball can net us a Manaphy, which I'm also decently because I can Earthen Vessel, get some energies going here. And I should have checked I wish I did, but I want to retreat this Revavroom into the Manaphy just in case it gets knocked out, and we'll pass from there. Lumineon can be good. Like, we don't want to get Iron Hands for 3 in this matchup. That's not great. This does look to be Miraidon EX. They are playing the Raikou. They're playing the Hands. Nest Ball's probably going to net them a Squawk, I guess. And we should have a breeze in this matchup as long as we get set up. Scizor is the GOAT, which we'll be able to use later on more effectively. It's more effective when they play Pokemon and they don't know that we have it than if we play it on the first turn or two. So we're just going to aim to recycle our Revavroom EXs. Can actually use the speed break on it because they are not going to be one-shotting us rarely ever. So they're going ahead and using that Nest Ball. It's going to be Miraidon that they're grabbing. It's not actually going to be the Squawk ability. Right now there's 2 ability Pokemon. The magic number for us is 5 because then we can knock without a damage mod. So that tandem unit ability, hopefully it's going to grab them like another Miraidon and another Raikou. That would make my life amazing. Could also be grabbing them a Zapdos for a single prize, weave in and out. Just have to see what happens. It's another Miraidon, so that tandem unit's going to be grabbing something else. But they're going to research a way. They're not putting Zapdos into play, nor are they attached. So I think they're trying to find a switching out to utilize Iron Hands. This Nest Ball could grab the Squawk ability for the Squawk and Seize action. It's going to grab Mew, which is even better. We have a bunch of different targets that we can easily knock out with Scizor later down the line. So this Miraidon's tandem unit grabbing another Iron Hands. They must have a generator. If they're waiting this long, they need generator switch, then they can knock off the Manaphy, and then we're in a little bit of trouble. But this Arven hopefully can come in clutch and allow us to kind of just pivot around it and not have to really worry about that amping very muching. They are going to opt to save the Forest Seal Stone, which is good, and with the Buddy-Buddy Poff well for us. So what I think I want to do, without a doubt, gonna hit Arven. This Arven is going to be able to grab us Rescue Board. Maybe Forest Seal is better. Forest Seal and Switch. Yeah, I think that's okay. Just want to make sure we do have our room in here. We have one. That's not getting knocked out anytime soon, which is good. Could also grab the Power Hourglass, which I'm a fan of here, because we do have an energy in the discard. Yeah, so that's really sick. That's what I think we're gonna go for. Oh no, I need to grab. Never mind. I need to grab the Force Seal Stone so I can attack. I'm a silly willy. Buddy-Buddy Poffin's gonna go ahead. I think Scyther Varoom is the correct play here, because we need Lumineon to grab us a supporter for next turn, which I think honestly I'm happy with an Iono going to that. I'm also happy with a Turo next turn, because I can literally just Turo into the Scyther. But that's really dependent on if we find an energy. I'm happy, I think, with this Iono. The Arven, like the Arven could just grab us the, I can just switch into Scyther, or no, I think Iono is fine. Iono is better. I think Iono is the best play. At that point, we'll go ahead, we'll use Star Alchemy here. Star Alchemy will be the one that grabs us our Revavroom EX. Didn't want to use an Ultra Ball. Didn't want to risk anything by trying to draw more. But for now, again, this is completely fine. We just go ahead into Revavroom and Accelerator Flash. So basically, we're forcing them now to have a like a generator, a switch, or like a Prime Catcher. It would have been good, basically, if we could use that Manaphy. If that Manaphy could be something like a Genesect to stop a Prime Catcher, that would have been nice. This Arven here is going to be grabbing a generator plus, I'm guessing, like a Bravery Charm. Doesn't really help them in this matchup because we're still two-shotting anyways, unless we Shattering Speed. But I can see the Arven just aiming to grab a generator. Again, they also need a way to attach plus use Prime Catcher if they want to hit the Lumineon here. It's going to be Switch Cart plus Baton. So they are going to bank off this single generator. It is going to hit, hopefully just one energy. That would make my life a lot better. It's two. Okay, so they are going to have options here. There's a Lightning Energy on the Raikou. Heavy Baton on the Hands. They're going to be waiting for that Hands play, which is interesting. Going right into the Raikou. Restart plus Fleet-Footed. So yeah, I'm a little surprised they didn't just go for a, what's it called? They didn't just go for a, what's the word I'm thinking of? Prime Catcher Lumineon play. That could have been a possibility. They literally could have just found Prime. Now the Lightning Rondo here. It's going to hurt a little bit, but it's not too bad. We can return with Scizor, which I'm thinking is going to be our play. Yeah, I'm happy with returning just KOing with Scizor here. That way they also don't get to use their Force Seal Stone. Plus, we'll Iono them, we'll give them more cards. That's fine. I don't really care about that. We can ditch this Baton as well, which I am happy for sure. So yeah, I think the retreat into Scizor here is obviously really good. We have enough to knock out the Raikou. And I'm debating, do I want to vac this Baton right now? I doubt they're going to be playing any Ionos. I don't want to reveal it in case they play the double Baton, so we'll just Punishing Scissors KO. Now, the good thing is that they can't amp you very much. This Scizor, they'll need to use Iron Bundle or something like that in order to do so. We get our other Revavroom, which is really solid here. Yeah, the only painful part about this is that having the damaged Revavroom in the active would mean no Power Hour for us. But thankfully we have a Night Stretcher to get an energy back, plus we can use the Power Hourglass with this, and then that'll let us threaten the Shattering Speed, because even a Mew copy won't be able to use Shattering Speed. Now they're getting Raichu V here, which is interesting. They've played one generator, but they're down 5 energy. They have a total of 7 accounted, so them using hitting the generators not as likely. Just like literally, like I just said, they didn't even hit anything. it's going to be hard for them to take a big KO on a new Revavroom. They're going to need to do like a generator, double hit plus attach. Again, though, they have enough energy in play where it's possible. Now, they're not going for a attachment of a lightning energy, which I think actually is objectively better here if you want to go ahead and just single attach to the Iron Hands and go for the arm press, which they do here. They do have the restart for 1, which, you know, obviously restarts them, and they do have the Arven, so I can see them going for something like a Prime Catcher here. If they do take a KO, they're just gonna get Vitality Band. Vitality Band use in that one. In this case, throwing it on the other hands. I guess if they use Zapdos, they can actually use it. Another Generator Whiff basically just guarantees us the game here. Going into the hands, they are gonna just arm KO the Scizor. That makes a lot of sense. Now, I am gonna back this away, and nothing else. I can go for a Prime Catcher, potentially KO on that Iron Hands. That's another option for sure, which I think would be nice. So let's see if we can pull that off here. We're going to need to accomplish some sort of retreat scheme. So it might be best we'll lead them. If we lead this Revavroom, we can literally just go Turo, worst case scenario. So we'll lead that. We'll see what I top. That'll kind of influence what we do here. The Powerglass is a perfect top. So I can, this Revavroom, go for the Turo just has to be the scenario. I think it just has to be. Yeah, we need to Turo this guy up because we have the Night Stretcher. So we're gonna Turo this Revavroom right here. Moving the damage off the board is good, and then we can, again, I think a double bench is fine here because we have no use for the Genesect right now. Yeah, it would have been nice to take a KO here, I won't lie. I'm thinking we just Powerglass, Accelerator Flash. I think that's okay. I think that's a-okay. Scyther's not going to do much, so I think I'll Varoom. I'll evolve to Revavroom in case they bundle. Somehow, if they had play like a Thornton or something like that, I guess. And I'll save the Vac, because right now I'll just Accelerator Flash, 140, and we can threaten the Shattering Speed, so if they just swing into us, we're literally just going to go Shattering Speed, get rid of the Revavroom, and we can actually use that to get rid of a Raichu or something else more threatening. They have 4 cards in hand. They've whiffed 2 Generator this game. Luck has not been on their side, so again, if we just vac away this Baton, things should be fine. I'm guessing their game plan is going to be to attach Boss, and then go from there. The Switch card's not at all that relevant. There's the Boss on the Lumineon. Makes sense. And they really just need to attach, which they have, and then they're going to KO this Mew E. Or not Mew EX, this Lumineon. That's going to be 3 prizes, and then you just need to amp one more time in order to take the dub, which is scary and sad. But I think that right now, our best case scenario, we can lead with this Varoom, and Prime Catcher is an interesting choice, but we don't really need it right now. The Arven, I think, is definitely better. There's obviously ways they can still win this game, so I think going for the Ace Canceller here is the best call. The Rescue Board plus Switch combo, we can Ace Canceller, do that. Yeah, that's definitely the best call, because we'll also get the Shattering Speed, just guaranteed win. So we'll do this. We can vacuum away Scyther. It was nice knowing ya. Get rid of that Heavy Baton. Genesect, Rescue Board, and Accelerator Flash. There we go. We just basically remove all their energy off the board. The way they can win this game, which is unlikely with 19 cards left and like 0 energies available. They have their 11 down. It is possible though. They basically would need to go for it needs to specifically be Boss, Generator, double hit, the attachment. It needs to be that. Or else there's no shot of them winning because we just Shattering Speed. They have the Pheasantipity though, so the Pheasantipity can actually help them achieve that, which is kind of interesting. I never thought of Pheasantipity in Miraidon, but that actually seems pretty good. So look, I'm a little scared. They've played only the one boss, so the thing is they need to find everything. There are 11 lightning energy down. Most lists are playing upwards of 15. 2 double turbo is kind of the rough area we're looking in. There's a Bravery Charm in the Miraidon. So these are all good cards to see because we know that they're cards that they didn't have access to. They're going to flip that script and draw through. Now, again, they also have to find that generator. If not, yeah, there's nothing they can do. Revavroom takes the dub. Really good against these big, basic, aggressive decks because you can just kind of use your, you know, higher HP, easy attacking power, and just pivot, 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 do a bunch of damage here and there. And that's the dub, baby. Our opponent has called the coin flip. It landed on heads, so that means we're going to choose to go first here. A decent setup. We don't need to go super crazy here. We just need a couple of Pokemon in play. This can be fine depending on what we are playing against. And it looks like it's Pekarunt Donk. This is terrible if we don't have a Pokemon here. We're so screwed. Oh, we're so screwed. I am in trouble. Hopefully they don't get it. Literally because we didn't have a Pokemon, we're going to lose this match. That is so tragic. Because they just need Brute Bonnet and the Tool and they win. No, they also need Hisuian Sneasel. Maybe we'll be fine. Maybe they don't have anything as a gimmick. That would be cool, for sure. They do have the Brute Bonnet. Booster, they need a Sneasler, pretty much, to win. Or a Switch. They just have... What? They just... Okay. They didn't play a supporter. They literally had every piece they needed in their hand. Nah, you get a thumbs down for that. That's crazy. I'm not even mad about the loss. I'm just mad that they had every single card they needed in their hand. And a card to spare. Okay, we're rematching the Devil Wears Panda. We're rematching them. I'm not getting donked again. They chose tails. Heads always shred for me. I'm a little mad about that last game. It is heads. Thankfully, it's heads. Should I just choose to go second? I think I should just choose to go second. And like, nah, I'm gonna go first again, and I'm gonna actually just get more than one Pokemon, and then I'm gonna mop the floor with. That's the plan. Would have been a decent hand. As okay, we had a Ball Surge, so we would have been chilling. I don't want to give them more cards though. That sucks. But they only get one more mulligan. Thankfully, okay, we're chilling. We're chilling. They're cooked. They are COOKED. They're done for. Done-zo. We just need to go for an Ultra Ball. And big brain play. We get rid of a boss and a Nightly Stretcher. Big brain play, I think, is actually to get Lumineon here. And Lumineon, we can put it down. We can get ourselves the Arven for next turn. And actually, we can switch into the Lumineon too. I'm kind of rocking with this game plan here. Or we don't even need to. We just retreat into it because we have to retreat. I'm chilling. I know your game plan, Devil Wears Panda. I know it. You're not getting away with it this because they can poison this Lumineon all they want, but it's not really going to do anything. This deck I don't think plays in Iono because why would it? It's just all gas, no brakes. Yeah, like they just got the trekking shoes. They got all that stuff. Switch card, that's fine. In theory, they can KO the Scyther. A bunch of Iron Valiants. It's possible. Toolbox is gonna net them nothing because I'm cooking this game. They do have the Carmine, so they get that extra 5 cards. Plus, they're gonna get that Squawk and Seize later on. So that's a little concerning. At the end of the day, I'm not going down without a fight. Scizor's gonna be putting in work this game. We can just murder those Iron Valiants. They're done for. You're done-zo. I don't want to hear it. There's a booster capsule. A dangerous laser. That's not going to do anything. I hope. Yeah, and they can... Yeah, we'll be fine because we're going to switch this Lumineon out anyway. Here comes another Nest Ball. Going to get them another Valiant. Or the Sneasler. So with the poison, that's a lot of damage that they're going to be getting on this Lumineon V here. The thing about this deck is it's very, like, gimmicky. I think... Okay, this Pokemon doesn't need to be poisoned, so... That's a 10 damage tick. Thankfully, we have the Switch. That's craziness, dude. We thankfully get healed from the burn. But we would get KO'd next turn if we didn't have the Switch, which is very, very nice. Very nice. The Metal Energy is also super clutch because we can Arven. Arven can get us a Buddy-Buddy and can get us the Forest Sealstone. And Buddy-Buddy, I would like to use to grab the Scyther Varoom. Fine. Yeah, I think that's okay. Yeah, because I want to go into the Scyther here as a Scizor. And we have the Arven for next turn. We have the Turo, which can also help us. Yeah, right now, they can get a 10, 5 more. They can get 8. They can get 10 if they have a couple switches, maybe. But for now, we'll KO this Pecker, destroying them. Punishing Scissors is really good. We can destroy their Iron Valiant as well. And then hopefully we can be free of this absolute pain when you don't have every in your opening hand, and where we will be fine. There's a Pecker run. They also have the Switch cart, so that is again almost gonna KO us. We'll see what they get here. They are just gonna switch into the Pecker run. It is gonna be a Toxic Powder. So yeah, so right now we'll be fine for a turn. Then our Scizor will go down, which is a little unfortunate, but we have so many avenues here. Oh, they have the Carmine too. So if we'll see what they get, another pickaxe. This is interesting. I didn't think this deck would actually like be able to function, but I guess because we're playing, you know, Revavroom, it does. Pokegear isn't gonna do much for you now, pal. You got absolutely zero going on in there. Another Nest Ball to grab another Pecker Runt for the next is pretty solid. Another Pickaxe, Heavy Ball. They are going to be able to get a KO on this, or they aren't going to be able to get a KO on this Scizor. Something I could do is I can actually Arven, and the Arven can net me a Rescue Board so I can retreat for free. But that actually might be a good play. We'll see. I can Turo up the fish. That's another option. But I think I'd rather KO Pecker Runt. You know what? Okay, let's see what we can do here. We're obviously going to be able to Buddy Poffin, get more things happening. I can go for a Revavroom play potentially. No, I can't. Or not right now. We have the Ultra Ball. No, we're just like missing a card. The Vacuum, I think, is a must to get rid of that peskiness over there. The Rescue Board for now, because I do want to go for the Buddy-Buddy, get a Varoom happening here. And yeah, the Vacuum to get rid of this Ancient Booster Capsule that is causing me a pain in my butt. And then all I got to do right here is go for the Punishing Scissors. All your Pokemon have an ability. This Pecker Runt gets knocked out. We are going to get knocked out because of poison. But that's fine. Yeah, that's a-okay. I'm actually not really concerned because now I can just lead Varoom. I have the Rescue Board. They have 3 cards to work with pretty much. One of them's got a capsule in order for them to do anything this turn. Of course it is. That's wonderful. Of course it is. Oh my god. But thankfully, we should be able to make something happen here. Now I'm going to lead this Scyther. And then if we can KO this Pecker Runt, or we can push to KO the Valiant, yeah, we should be fine here. The Night Stretcher. I think just grabbing the Scizor is completely a-okay. We have that Metal Energy. I'm going to Turo up our good pal Lumineon. Drop Scizor. Again, use my Metal Energy and Punishing Scissors the heck out of this Pecker Runt. And now, hopefully, fingers crossed, Scizor can just power through it. We have the Boss. Boss is going to be really, really good. We're doing 210 right now. We can knock out that Iron Valiant. We'll see what they get. They got 4 cards to work with. One's a Pokegear, which should... I was going to say should get them a Carmine, but they are 4 down, so it's not going to get them anything. And they're going to pass. And they're going to fall. They are going to fall to the mighty Revavroom. There's a Toxic Powder. You're going to make me 30 damage, but I don't care. We do not care. We will prevail. We're going to knock that Iron Valiant out to Kingdom Come with our good pal Boss's orders, and then they are done. Their kingdom done. It's over. It's Jover. They're not gonna be able to do it. They didn't even retreat. Oh, you're so cooked. Because we can just, what's it called? We can Lumineon. Luminous Sign can grab us an Arven. And yeah, the Arven is gonna be sick because Arven can net us. We can get Prime Catcher, Powerglass. Powerglass at the end of your turn, right? The end of your turn before you attack. That's fine though, because it can help charge a Revavroom. But I'm fine. I'm a-okay with this scenario. We can Super Rod and get these Pokemon back. I think that's fine. An Ultra Ball to get Enhanced Hammer. And the Powerglass isn't even going to do anything here. So I do want to grab the Varoom and right here and use those Punishing Scissors. We'll take that because why not? Why wouldn't we want to? We want to you're getting destroyed. And we should just have the game on lock here. We have the basic metal energy, which will allow us to Rumbling Engine and awesome cards. We can then use Rescue Board to switch Revavroom for the last and final KO here. That's all we need. We're knocking out the Squawk ability also. This Pokegear, like, why are you hoping for Pokegear? I don't think you play anything else other than Carmine. It's just another Toxic Powder. And their Squawk ability is going to go down. It goes down. We don't even need to. We can, like, KO the Sneasler. Doesn't matter. I'm happy we actually got to win against Jank, because that first game was absolute insanity. So you got to see me break down and build myself back up again. Dub for Revavroom. Scizor put in work. We get to call this coin flip. Obviously, it's going to be Tails. Because why? Tails never fails. Just like I said, it just happened. We're going to choose to go first here. We can pretty good setup going just with a couple of ball search cards. And thankfully, we don't have to start Lumineon. This is a really solid opening hand, so I do want to put the Revavroom to start. We'll see what our opponent is going to be playing, and then from there, hopefully we can get a turn 1 attack. That is my goal. Now, our opponent is going to start with a Greninja, which is interesting. We get Arven for next turn. I do want to bench this Varoom, and I think a Nest Ball is in order to get a Scyther into play. We have a lot of options for the following turn. We have basically everything that matters. And I think that, do I want to attack? Nah, I don't think so. I think a pass is completely fine. I want to save the energy in case, like, I miss it, like, it goes wrong, if that makes sense. Concealed card's getting rid of a lightning energy. This just tips me off. It's either Lost Box, confirms that it's Lost Box, which we should have a pretty decent matchup into because we do have Scizor. Scizor is a great attacker into the Lost Box, but I don't think so now. This actually looks like Raging Bolt, which Scizor is a great card into as well. Again, why I didn't want to attach anything frivolously. If they don't get a lot of Pokemon down, we can actually utilize our Revavroom to get rid of this Radiant Greninja. They do get a Raging Bolt in play, which is fine with me, because Scizor is going to come in clutch in this matchup, and so is the Power Hourglass that we are going to be needing to keep in mind. They are just going to go heavy on the Raging Bolts, though. Night Stretcher is going to grab them a Squawk ability from the discard pile. Squawk ability is going to be Squawk and Seize. We'll see what they do. They do have a Professor Sada. They can. This is a pretty solid turn from them. I would appreciate it, though, if they got 2 Ogerpons in play. Hopefully this is Ogerpon 1. Pon 2, that will buff our damage up to 210. Palkia! You know what, that's even better, though, because we have 2 targets that can easily be taken out by Revavroom. I haven't seen Raging Bolt Palkia in forever. This deck is actually pretty cool, so you're going to like this this matchup. Watch along to see the madness unfold. There's another Ultra Ball from my opponent, and it's going to grab them, and they're also playing Ogerpon, which is crazy. So now we have 3 ability Pokemon in play, and what I'd like to do is, ideally, I'd like to get a Prime Catcher KO the Palkia. That'll force him to put another Ogerpon in play. Then we can just boss Ogerpon KO with Scizor, boss Ogerpon KO with Scizor. That would be really, really nice. There is a Squawk and Seize here. They've played 3 Nightly Stretchers. That's a little insane-o. And right here, they just need to attach, and this Varoom will get knocked out, which is kind of why I didn't want to commit a frivolous attachment here. But they are just going to switch, which is really interesting. No even Burst Roar, no Bellowing Thunder. So we'll see what they do. They are just going to switch into the Squawk ability, which is... We get Iono, which is great for later. But I think the play here is we just Arven. Arven can grab us the Prime Catcher, and it can grab us the Forest Seal Stone. I'd like to bench Lumineon, Forest Seal Stone for another Buddy-Buddy Poffin. And then after that, I Ultra Ball, get rid of Lost Vacuum. That's a little bit risky. I think the Prime Catcher is really strong here because it would allow us to just KO that Palkia, which I like. The Palkia is a big threat. And then we could get the Forest Seal Stone for, I think that's fine. Now we can Ultra Ball, get rid of Iono, unfortunately. We do get our Revavroom EX. So this is a really solid spot to be in. Before I do anything else here, I do want a Pokestop. Hopefully I can get something decent. The Counter Catcher is actually pretty solid for later on, potentially. But I will go for Prime Catcher, Palkia. And now we can Accelerator Flash. Just go ahead and do 280. Take a knockout on Palkia there. 2 prizes. And now this is all part of my big master plan. The Scizor is a good continuation of that master plan because it can allow us to just hopefully easily take out those Ogre Pawns. That's our goal. We just go Revavroom, Ogre Pawn, and then we're good. That was a great Pokestop for us. That Pokestop was amazing. For them, not so much, but for us, they are just gonna scoop it up after that. I guess they couldn't do anything, and we get the dub with Revavroom EX. See, like, once you just are able to apply that early pressure, there's sometimes nothing your opponent can do. They're probably betting on that Palkia afterwards. So what do you think of my Revavroom EX deck? This deck is a ton of fun to play, and it's really underrated right now, I think. I think my list, though, I'm always honest with you all. I think my list needs a little bit of work. I think this benefit from more researches, more raw draw power, I think is really what this deck needs right now. But other than that, the deck is really good. You could also consider taking out some techie cards and putting in a 1/1 barrel line. And the reason I say that is because it just gives you more options. You have more Pokemon in play that you can just use to draw. You're not as reliant on your draw supporters. But if I were to make some changes, I'd remove probably a couple Arven and put like 2 research in. Maybe remove an Arven, remove a boss, and put 2 research. Then I would do something like get rid of the Enhanced Hammer. Lugia is like not popular at all right now. The Enhanced Hammer is actually for it's for legacy energy in general, but it's also good against like Dragapult if they're playing the Neo Upper. That's kind of the reason it's there, but you don't need it. So you can get rid of that. You can probably also get rid of like a Heavy Ball, and then you can use that kind of extra space to give you some more consistency. The deck is already pretty consistent though. So other than that, thank you so much for watching. Like this video if you enjoyed it, and comment down below what do you think of the brand new and improved Revavroom EX. What do you like? What do you dislike? What you keep? What you change about the list? And subscribe to the Hitmonchanting channel, posting multiple Pokemon trading card game videos every single week. And with all that said, thank you so much for watching, and until next time, Hitmonchanting out.